heard the Gunners took another settlement. How many is that now?
Lobby.
The admins would like everyone to know that work on the new library has been completed. Please remember that books and magazines are for reading purposes only.
The Brotherhood is out there, waiting to strike.
See? Here's the chief now.
Ah, Jake told us you were up. I'm glad to see it for myself. How are you feeling? Any pain? Dizziness? Nausea? Sensitivity to light, perhaps?
No, I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Doc.
Well, considering that I was the one who put your insides back from the outside, I don't buy the bravado. Ignore your injuries if you wish. Just keep in mind, your head trauma was severe. You still have quite the recovery ahead of you. That said, considering you are walking and talking, and I've yet to see any drool, I'm willing to clear you for light duties.
Well, I hope your noggin's not too scrambled, because we got a lot of info to throw at you. The Commonwealth. Well, it's not in the best shape right now.
How about's the situation out there?
Not as bad as it would have been if you hadn't pulled off that stunt with the vertibird.
Shortly after you went down, I took out that last gunner ship. It was a carrier. It was where all those fighters and vertibirds were coming from.
Since then, no more gunners have tried coming in by sea. The outpost worked just as we hoped. It's a good thing we built it when we did.
After our little bomb scare, we took it as a sign we needed some better defenses at the HQ. So if you were to go onto the roof, you'd now find 3 big honking laser cannons. I call them the Bird Busters. Should stop anything nasty from flying too close again.
How are you feeling?
What, me? I'm fine. Unlike you, I didn't have many injuries from the crash. Guess I'm just lucky, but thanks for asking.
You haven't told me half of what I need to know.
Well, luck didn't last long. You may have stopped the gunners from overrunning the Commonwealth and thwarted their bombing of the HQ,
But the gunners still had incoming ground troops. Not 2 days later, soldiers marched in south of Murkwater, traveling along those old railway lines.
It all happened so fast. We deployed security personnel to confront them, but the gunners had so many soldiers. We didn't stand a chance. Our only option was to retreat, secure the HQ, the areas around it, and try to create a blockade to slow down this ground invasion.
What happened?
It worked. For a time, we held the line. But the gunners had established a foothold and had a lot of reinforcements inbound. Since then, we've had multiple skirmishes. Some won, most lost. With every defeat, the gunners have punched holes in our blockade, pushing forward.
Every day the gunners capture more ground. Not as fast as they would have, invading by sea, but still. Settlements are falling, people are getting hurt.
I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, darling. The gunners are back. And they've pretty much declared war on the entire Commonwealth. A war that, right now, the Commonwealth is in no position to win.
Any idea how many gunners we're talking about?
The number of actual gunners is less than you might expect. I think the bulk of their forces was aboard those ships you blew up. However, it seems they've been busy recruiting outside assistance. Our best estimates say they've at least a few hundred folks fighting for them. They're likely to hire a lot more before this is over.
Where are they holed up?
Latest intel says Murkwater, Vault 95, Somerville, and the Northern Star Wreck are firmly under gunner control. They've also occupied the Poseidon Energy Plant and the old Automatoys factory. Plus, there's a sizable squad active inside of Quincy.
We did try clearing them out of a few places, but within hours, they had reinforcements come in and reclaim the areas.
What about the other groups out there?
The other big powers in the Commonwealth know what's going on, but they're too busy fighting amongst themselves to pay the situation much attention. Either they think we've got everything in hand, or they're seriously underestimating the threat the gunners pose. Either way, they're dead wrong.
Although, you'll be happy to hear, even with their general in a coma, the Minutemen have been doing what they can.
A war? Really? Is it that bad?
There's been no formal declaration, but yeah, we're at war. And the gunners, they're wiping the floor with us. They've got greater numbers, better equipment, and a very effective new leader called Captain Lamont.
This new captain is different. Areas the gunners capture are being ransacked, then occupied, abandoned, or razed to the ground. Captured civilians executed on the spot, or simply made to leave.
It seems gunner control and dominance is no longer their goal. But what this woman hopes to get out of this war remains a mystery.
What other reasons do they have?
I don't know. Revenge seems a likely candidate. I mean, we've certainly done enough to royally piss them off.
No, something about that doesn't add up. I mean, we are without a doubt a nuisance to them, but I'm not so sure we're the reason they're doing all this.
Honestly, we're stumped. It's like this woman doesn't even care about the territory or settlements she captures.
What woman?
Captain Lamont. Besides what Lupe knows and what we've gleaned from a few overheard radio conversations, we don't really know much about her.
When I was still conscripted, I saw her a few times at the plaza. She was only a lieutenant back then. But still, all the other gunners seemed scared of her. And I guess I was too. It was strange. She wasn't big like Berman or angry like Wes. But there was something dangerous about her. I know that Captain Algernon knew her, but we've already tried contacting him. He never responded.
What do we do now?
We fight back, and we win. Stupid answer, I know, but your question was kinda stupid too.
Teresa's right. Our only way out of this is to fight.
I'm curious, Jake, just what is it you think we've been doing up until now?
We've been fighting with everything we have. It just hasn't been enough. Despite everything we put together, we're no match for an invading army. Hell, even with the support of some of your friends, we're still struggling.
I hate to say it, but Jake's right. Sure, we have security personnel, but they're not soldiers. They can't handle this. They can't win a war.
Have any ideas?
If soldiers are what we need, why don't we just start training our own? Form a military. I'm sure there's something Aiden could do, given his background.
That's a good suggestion. But with things the way they are, Aiden's already got his hands full.
Kid's right. I've got more than enough on my plate. Can't split my focus. And training an entire military, that's no simple task.
Any idea where I can find someone?
I think the Chief's got the right idea. Why don't we just recruit some other specialists to build and lead our military? Problem solved.
Yes. Yes. That could work. Besides ourselves and our allies, we do know there are other groups fighting back against the Gunners. Perhaps we could approach the leader of one of these groups? Ask if they'd consider joining us.
Now you're talking. And I got just a person in mind. His name's Salvador, an old acquaintance of mine. He's ex-military, knows how to fight, knows how to train soldiers. He'd be perfect for the job.
Wait, I know that name. Captain Algernon was trying to find Salvador? He wanted his help to stop Wes. He spoke very highly of him.
We can always use a new recruit.
Can't argue with that. Only problem is, I don't know where to find him right now. We haven't exactly kept in regular contact.
I'm all for us bringing on this Salvador guy. But first, it sounds like we need some information on his whereabouts.
Oh, Mr. Theron. I mean, When Captain Algernon was looking for Salvador, he mentioned sending some of his men to Mr. Ron's to buy information. I don't know if he found anything, but if he did, I bet Mr. Ron would be happy to share it with us.
That's a good idea, Lupe. Darling, do you feel up to paying the Ron a visit? See if he's got any info on this Salvador? The trip might do you some good. Let you get some fresh air, stretch your legs a little.
Of course I'll help. Count me in.
I'll go too. No offense, Chief, but I think it's best someone keeps an eye on you, at least for the time being.
All right, just be careful. The roads aren't exactly safe right now.
Keep your wits about you. Despite our best efforts, gunner squads are still slipping past our blockades.
Don't worry, we'll be fine.
The admin team would like your ideas for morale-boosting improvements and activities. Please submit your suggestions anonymously for review and help keep us all.
Well, look who's back. They say cats have 9 lives. You gotta be down to at least 6 by now. Glad to see you again, cool cat.
Thanks. You too.
And if it isn't Miss Fortunato.
Huh. Surprised you remember me.
The Ron never forgets a client. Although, if you're here to collect on that info, I'm afraid I've not yet found it.
No, I'm not here for that. Not today. We need information on something else. A while back, we think some gunners came asking you about a guy named Salvador. Maybe asking where they could find him?
What are you looking for?
I was looking to find someone. An old friend. Someone else that used to travel with me and Sal, actually. We all had a falling out, and I've not heard from him since. I wanted to try and make contact. Maybe try and bury the hatchet. But we're not here for that right now. So let's just focus on Salvador, okay?
What did you find?
Yeah, I remember. 2 gunner goons. Said they were representing some captain, and needed to find your Salvador. The same 2 guys who later gave me a beatdown. So I'd spill the beans on Jake. Anyway, seemed like those hoodlums forgot all about their info request. That, or they just had bigger fish to fry. But the Ron sure didn't forget. Oh no! I kept my ears peeled and my eyes open. And wouldn't you know it, you'll never guess who's made a return to the Commonwealth.
Salvador?
Oh. Okay, maybe you can guess.
What did they want?
I'm a little fuzzy on the specifics, but the request was made on behalf of a Captain Algernon, former Big Cheese of the Gunners. I understand that you and he are on friendly terms these days. If you see the captain around, maybe you can ask him yourself. But if I had to speculate, before all this Lamont business, Algernon and the late Captain West were in some kind of power struggle. My bet is that old Algae Boy was seeking allies to gain an upper hand. He must have thought Salvador would have made for a good candidate.
Cut to the chase.
If my sources are correct, Salvador was last spotted camping along the Charles River, near a makeshift crossing known as Cutler Bend. But if you're planning to go find this guy, I'd advise caution. Apparently, he was not alone.
Any more info on the target?
Not much. I know the guy's been around for a while, but I found surprisingly little in the way of details on him.
Sal's what you call a closed book. Kept his cards real tight to his chest. Jerk wouldn't even tell me how old he was. Made planning birthday parties a real pain.
But what I do know is that the name Salvador is one that's given both raider types and lawmen the heebie-jeebies. From what I can gather, Sal doesn't play favorites. If you get on his bad side, he appears more than willing to give you a hard time.
You must know everything that's going on around the Commonwealth.
If I didn't, the Run wouldn't be much of an information broker, now would he? Although, I sometimes wouldn't mind knowing a little less. The Ron knows what happens during war. This conflict with the Gunners, it's going to get worse before it gets better. War's got a way of changing folks. Here's hoping we all make it out of this debacle without too many uncool scars.
Thanks for the warning.
Thank you for using the Ron's Information Emporium, where, for a friend, information is always on the house.
All right, we got a location. Let's go find Salvador. Check out this camp. Looks like we're not the only ones doing some fighting.
Hold it! State your business.
This camp, it's Salvador's, right? I'm an old friend. We need to talk to him.
You can enter. Just keep your hands where we can see them.
I've been looking for you.
Hey, Sal. Sure been a while. How you doing?
Teresa, it's agreeable to see you again.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect such an emotional outburst from you, of all people. Try to contain yourself, please.
Still making jokes, I see.
Yeah, well, someone's got to take the starch out of your shirt.
Hello to you. I am Salvador.
Dude, nice location.
Thank you. It's remarkable the difference some elevation and cover can make. I recognize you. You're the one who's been encouraging people to rebuild, using ASAMs. You're also the one responsible for inciting the Gunners, destabilizing an entire region, and throwing countless lives into turmoil.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. I wish it hadn't happened.
I understand your feelings, but regret alone doesn't undo the damage.
Ugh, come on, Sal. Don't start pinning all that disrupting the balance crap on us. It's the Gunners who started this war. We just fought back. Besides, looking around this little camp of yours, seems like you're preparing to dish out a little turmoil of your own.
Our goal is not turmoil, Teresa. What we strive for is equilibrium. I don't know why the Gunners started this war, but the chaos needs to end, and I intend to stop it.
Should've known you couldn't just sit back and let the Gunners run rampant. Still, didn't expect you to have a camp and crew all ready to go.
I'm here because I need your help.
You want my help? To what end?
Like I said, we're fighting back against the Gunners. Something it looks like we have in common. But in order to win this war, we're gonna need a proper military. And we're gonna need someone to take charge of it. Someone like you.
I just want them stopped.
I see. Intriguing. But no.
No? What do you mean, no?
I mean, I have no interest in joining you or leading your military. As you can see, I already have soldiers under my command, and a plan to repel the Gunners.
What, these guys? What have you got, like 10 men? Salvador, you're good, but you're not that good. You can't expect to fight the Gunners with just a handful of troops. You want to make a difference in this war? Then you need us. And we need you.
Out of respect for Teresa, I'll hear you out. Make your case. Why should I join with you?
Any advice on how to talk to him?
You're asking me this now? Couldn't you have asked earlier? You know, when Salvador isn't standing right next to us? Alright, look, I get it. Sal's kind of blunt. But he's a good guy. Just tell him the truth. Let him know we need his expertise. Tell him that we want to protect the Commonwealth and its people. Or that, together, we can kick the Gunners' asses so hard they'll be begging us for mercy.
Because I have so much more to learn, and I need you to teach me.
The Chief's being modest. The stuff that she's pulled off kind of reminds me of the antics we used to get up to. Only more Gunners.
Those days are long behind us, Teresa. And this conflict with the Gunners is serious. It'll take more than brute force, dumb luck, or bravado to win.
Will you just listen. We're putting together something real here, Sal. We got settlements, resources, manpower, a headquarters. And despite lacking ideal means, we've been holding our own against the Gunners. With someone like you on our side, we can turn the tide of this war.
Your reasoning is compelling. Very well. Show me. Affirm your commitment to learn. Show me you're willing to master the art of engaging in true warfare.
If that's what it takes, fine.
I realize you may find this frustrating. Nevertheless, it'll be in your best interest to abandon a negative mindset. The Gunners have their sights on a location northeast of here. They intend to seize it, to bolster their war effort. My intention was to engage the Gunners upon arrival, direct my men to clear them out, and then secure the area from being retaken. However, I propose you take charge of this attack instead. Prove to me your skills extend beyond mere discourse, and experience firsthand the methods required to achieve victory in this war.
I'm ready.
Good. Teresa, I request that you stay here. I need to appraise whether your chief can manage without your input.
Yeah, I get it. I'll keep out of your hair. Just make sure you don't play too rough with him, all right?
Come with me. We need to do some reconnaissance. This is the spot. Before we begin, I wish to apologize if I had seemed uncivil. In the words of Teresa, I am not a people person. And these past few weeks have been taxing.
You sound troubled.
This campaign began with over 30 people by my side. Over half of them have already met their demise. I understand that war brings casualties, and I don't fault those who died. They fought to the best of their ability and fell fighting for a cause they believed in. But, despite this, the impact of their loss continues to press on me. Forgive me. I didn't mean to burden you with my personal concerns.
You don't need to apologize. You haven't done anything wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate your tolerance. Your presence here was unexpected, and you've caught me off balance. However, war is often unpredictable, and one should adapt accordingly. If you are serious about wanting to learn from me, the very least I can do is demonstrate the finer points in the art of warfare, if you're ready to follow my instructions.
I was born ready.
I'm not certain that's possible. Still, let us continue. Direct your gaze to the dock ahead. That is the gunner's objective. A few days prior, a small vessel ferrying soldiers passed by this region. They'll be making their way back down the river any time now. Here, take these. Now, scout the area and mark it for assault. That way, my troops will know where we want them to engage. Go ahead, use the binoculars to observe and then mark the docks. Mark the docks so our troops will know where to attack. Just look through the binoculars, point them towards the area, then mark it. There. Now any soldiers under your command will know exactly where you want them to strike. With that done, the next step is... Hold on. Can you see that? It's the gunners. About time they arrived. Now, let's hold our ground for the moment. Study their actions. Much can be learned merely by observing. Those super mutants should occupy them for at least several minutes. This presents an ideal opportunity for you to tag the gunners. Use the binoculars again, but this time, mark a few of the gunner soldiers. Proceed when ready. Good work. Now we can easily keep track of their movements. That's enough recon. Time to launch our attack. You'll need to signal my troops. So here, Take this. Merely fire that flare gun into the air, then we can begin. We need to signal my troops. Just send a flare into the sky above us. What are you waiting for? Use the flare gun. You see that? My troops have responded. A white flare would indicate they're not able to come, requiring us to abandon the attack. Fortunately, their flare is red. This signifies that they are en route and will be waiting for us just beyond the designated attack zone. Let's head to the rendezvous point. Then we can proceed with our attack. My men are waiting for us. All right, everything's in place. Now to engage and eradicate the entrenched hostiles. Me and my men will follow your lead. Proceed at your discretion.
On me.
You heard the lady. Let's move!
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I'm impressed, but you did at least demonstrate a general level of competence throughout the assault.
Coming from you, Sal, that's almost a compliment. You always did have high standards.
I got the job done.
Regardless of how well the assault went, the important part is that we successfully countered the gunners. My troops can now secure this area, ensuring no hostiles can reclaim it. For the time being, this location will remain safely under our control.
So, has the chief passed your little test? Are you willing to join us now or what?
Maybe.
Oh, come on, Sal. Drop the whole mysterious routine and just tell us straight.
Come with me. I have something to show you.
He's not changed one bit. We better follow him. It's the only way we're gonna get some kind of answer.
It seems the gunners had already started to unload their cargo.
Yeah, we can see that. So what are we looking at here?
Jet fuel. The gunners use it to power their Stingray bombers.
You mean those fighter jet things? You know all about those. You already had a few try to take us out.
Can you tell me about them?
The Stingray Deluxe is a versatile single-pilot turbojet aircraft, able to support an array of weaponry. The gunners have outfitted theirs with aerial bombs. With its impressive speed, in the hands of a skilled pilot, the Stingray is a formidable weapon.
Jeez, Sal. It's like you memorized the entire instruction manual or something.
It seemed like the prudent course of action.
They're determined, and they won't stop. I'm sure they'd bomb this whole place to the ground.
You clearly speak from direct experience. The gunners have been utilizing their Stingrays to conduct aerial bombardments all across the Commonwealth. Fortunately, their operations have been limited. After a single bombing run, a fighter must return to base to resupply munitions and fuel. It's a weakness, one the gunners are working to rectify.
What makes you assume that?
It's no assumption. I've seen firsthand the gunners' efforts to overcome these limitations. The fuel barrels here all but confirm it.
There must be some way to slow them down.
The gunners are attempting to set up a forward operating base inside the Commonwealth. If they succeed, it would allow their bombers to resupply at much greater frequency and speed, drastically tipping the scales in their favor. But if you assist me in preventing this, then I will join you. I'll lead your military. However, I have one more condition. Or rather, a request.
Yeah, I'll hear you out.
If I join you, I ask that you adhere to a clear code of conduct. One that, above all, focuses on restoring stability to the Commonwealth. If I ever feel you stray too far from this, you can be sure I'll be reevaluating our association. Those are my terms. Do you agree to them?
Why is that so important?
While I have no wish to go into excessive detail, I will say this. The Commonwealth has been my home for a long time, and I've observed a multitude of threats come and go. Each time the Commonwealth weathered the storm, and a semblance of balance was regained. My purpose is to ensure this current threat ends the same way.
You stick with me. I promise we'll bring about the change you've been looking for.
I'll hold you to that. Very well. I'll debrief my men and then proceed to your command center. I will, see you later, Chief.
All right. It's about time you came around. It'll be good to have you with us, Sal. I'll take Salvador back to HQ and make all the introductions and stuff. Come find us in the meeting room when you're ready. Bye for now.